everybody. Welcome to Bank of North Dakota Ask Stacy and Amanda Live. Sorry we're a little late. We were fighting with the technology because we wanted to be outside in the beautiful weather that we have today. So, like always, make sure you give us a like, turn on those live notifications, and new thing, head on over to our Instagram and be sure to follow us on there. You never know what kinds of cool giveaways we're going to be having on there or other cool posts. So make sure you do that. That is the new place to get some of our content, which is really, really fun. And if you have any questions, comments, whatever about anything that we talk about, go ahead and leave us a comment below, shoot us a message, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Today we are talking about internships again with two of our interns. You might recognize Emily. She was live with me a few weeks back. And then we also have Mallory. So you guys have been interning with us for about 2 months now, right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty exciting. So you're probably a lot more comfortable on camera than you were a month ago, and this is your first time, so we're good to go. So Mallory and Emily, let's tell them a little bit about, where you go to school, what semester or grade you're in, I guess, what you're studying.
Yeah, so I am a student at Northwestern College in Orange City, Iowa. I'm going to be a junior in the fall, and I am studying public relations.
I attend NDSU. I will be a senior starting in the fall, and I am studying management HR.
Wonderful. So these are your first internships, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So how has the experience been so far? Let's talk about some of the things that you've learned.
Definitely. I feel like I have really gained confidence as an employee and as a rising public relations professional. I think there are skills that you learn in the workplace that you can't necessarily learn in a classroom environment, whether that be learning how to ask what you need or ask for what you need as an employee, collaborating with a team. You also kind of put that professional written and verbal communication into practice. So I've really learned a lot about what it means to be a professional and what it means to be an employee as well.
Awesome. And Mallory, how about you?
One of the major things I've learned is definitely to pay attention during class, that the topics do apply to the real world. HR related, I guess, the interview side of things, sitting in on interviews on the other side to see what good techniques are and what aren't good techniques, so take that when I'm applying for real jobs.
Yeah, so getting that real world experience, because I know when I was in college, like the more real world stuff, they'd always ask us to do like role playing, and I hated doing that so much. But it's valuable to an extent, but once you're actually in the real world and you're doing it, you can put all of that stuff that you are learning into class into practice, like real life practice, which is super great. So since this, you recently looked for internships and you obviously got some and you're here. What are some of the things that students who are looking at getting an internship, whether it's, maybe required for your major or you just want to get this kind of experience, what should other students look for, or what will you be looking for next time?
Yeah. I think it's important to seek employers that are willing to explain things to you and that realize that an internship is a learning experience for you, because you're going to make mistakes. That's how it goes. But I think really kind of asking those questions during your interview, like, what are some teaching, learning opportunities that are available to me? And you can kind of get a sense of whether or not your manager is going to be willing to explain things to you. I think it's also really helpful to be able to meet the team if you can. I know I had that opportunity, and that really helped me see whether or not the bank's company culture was a good fit for me, because your experience will be more enjoyable if you're working with people that are fun to be around and fun to work with.
Yeah. Sure.
And I guess when look for a good organization that has an established internship program. They know how to treat their employees and their interns, and you actually have projects to work on instead of just going to get coffee. So work on the projects.
I mean, I don't know if that's been a project of yours, getting coffee, but I know I haven't been on the receiving end of that. And Emily works just like kitty corner from me, so I'm not assuming. I know that you guys are doing meaningful stuff because Emily works with the area that I work in quite a bit, and I know Mallory has sat in on some of the meetings and committees that I'm on too, as part of her experience. So I know that you guys are the two of you are doing really, really good, meaningful work that you'll be able to take back, into school and into your future careers. That it'll set you apart when you're looking for jobs, even next year. Yeah. How exciting. So, do you think that your internship is really going to help you next year in the classroom, and kind of help you look at your senior and junior year a little bit differently?
Yeah, definitely. I think that it's been so valuable to see how different things we've been talking about in class are actually applied in the world of communications and marketing, and I'm sure for you in HR. But another really great thing has been learning things even before I received them in the classroom. This summer I've been running some Instagram giveaways. Maybe some of you entered to win
That's a plug.
Tickets. Oh,
by the way, like our Instagram.
I am a marketer. So the Instagram giveaway was a really good chance for me to learn a little bit about the legality of how to run a contest or sweepstakes, and those are experiences that I'll be able to share with my media law and ethics class in the spring. So Professor Minnick, if you're watching this, I will have some stuff to contribute to our class this spring.
Good.
I guess the internship has given me more of the confidence to ask the educated questions in class, like having more of the lingo and that type of stuff down, so I'm not just mumbling about something, and just giving my textbook knowledge, like the real life examples, to back it up, so it actually makes more sense too.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see, what else? What did we talk about yesterday? We did a run through yesterday, and we talked about some really good stuff. Yeah. I don't know, just great stuff about internships. I know, when I was in college, I was an education major, so we were constantly having to do field experience, which was basically an internship, but not really, because it was very short term and not over the summer. So yeah, getting in front of the classroom and working with students, that was always super duper helpful for us. So before we sign off, what advice do you have for any students watching, whether it's high school students, current college students who maybe are thinking about getting an internship or want to?
One thing I would say is do the internship even if it's not required for your major, because it will set you apart, one, and two, you will get that experience, so you have more of the knowledge and the business lingo, so you're not completely lost when you start your first job.
Yeah, I would say, I feel really blessed. I feel like I've had a really great internship experience this summer, but I think it's important to remember that internships are short-term experiences too. Maybe they could become long-term, but it's just a really great way to get a feel for whether or not you're doing the right thing, whether you're in the right field. And it kind of helps you narrow down your options for after graduation. So kind of getting a feel for what industry you want to work in after graduation.
Yeah, and especially with your two majors, business management with HR, and then of course marketing and public relations. Almost every company, business has people in those programs. So, maybe you want to do those jobs, but you're thinking you want to do healthcare, or maybe you want to stay in banking, or maybe you want to go totally, off the path that you're thinking about and doing a totally different thing. This is a really great way to narrow it down, which is really cool. So, all right, awesome. Well, thank you both so much. Hopefully we can get you on another Facebook Live before you go back to school. It's almost already August, you guys. I know, right? So yeah, make sure you like us on all of our social media, turn on those live notifications, and tune in next Tuesday, 2:30 like always. Stacy will be with Emily Schubert, if you're a music person. They'll be talking about the Innovation Challenge, which is a really cool way to incorporate other learning experiences outside of the classroom, basically. But make sure to tune in because you don't want to miss it. It's going to be really great. So we will see you later. We're going to go back inside because it's super hot out here. So, all right, well, thanks again, and we'll see you later. Bye.